What's up, everyone? I'm going to do a short video. It's a nice rainy day. I mean, sometimes rain is nice, especially in the Florida heat. The sun is different here. It hits different here. And if you haven't been to Florida in the middle of summer, and gosh, August is usually the hottest, and that hasn't even come yet, but we're close. But you would know what I'm talking about. But I wanted to shoot a short video on the topic of fear. It's something that we all deal with. A lot of us deal with it on a daily basis. I know for, like many of you, I've had dealt with anxiety all my life. And anxiety and fear, they're sort of like bosom buddies, if you want to call it that. But a dear friend of mine shared an acronym with me, unsolicited, but that's how they do. But they used the acronym of FEAR for false as evidence appearing real. There is a healthy level of fear and trepidation that I guess we should have. And you know, recently I experienced a period in my life that was kind of scary, ironically, because I had no fear. And since I had no fear, I did not properly risk assess. So there definitely is a time and place to have a healthy level of fear, but it's not so much fear in the anxiety way. It's more like trying to be wise. So, but how do we integrate fear in a healthy way into our lives? Honestly, that's what I would like to know. I mean, I have my own ways of doing it, and I'll share those with you. But at the same time, I'd love to hear feedback from anyone. One of the things I've noticed and I've been changing is that while we do need to process stuff and talk it out, we really need to be careful who we talk about that to. Because all feedback that we get, they're little seeds planted. So if you talk about things to the wrong people, and there's no judgment on it, but if you talk about things to the wrong people, they can plant seeds that you don't necessarily want there. And make no mistake, whether it's a good seed or a bad seed, oftentimes it'll grow. And maybe it'll find its way out, you know, pieces, or not pieces, piece. But sometimes these seeds that are planted in us, they can last and grow for years. They're like weeds. And we may get so far down the road into this, and we're almost like captivated by this seed, this thought, this fear, that we can't even remember a time where that thought wasn't present with us, that it didn't have a place in us. And sometimes we can't even tell if, for one, that fear is even valid anymore, you know, or if we even believe it. And I've actually come to the opinion, and some people think this is willful ignorance. Perhaps it is, but it works for me. At the end of the day, I objectively don't care. That's the right way to term it. I really don't care if the fear is true or not. If it's causing me pain, emotional pain, I don't need it in my life. I don't need to know everything. I really don't need to know everything. Because, you know, I've tried to know everything. I really have. I've been perpetually curious my whole life. And it's brought a lot of good into my life. And it's also got me so wound up and trapped in my own head that I really couldn't see what was directly in front of my face. And, you know, I don't want to live that way anymore. It's not good, in my professional opinion. But no, it's not good. And, you know, wherever the chips fall, I'll be fine with it. How my life turns out, I mean, great things keep happening to me and I'm not even trying. That's the weird thing. When you relax, opportunities come up left and right. And the seeds, the good seeds that you planted, will come back to you. Some people call it karma. I don't really like that term. I think it's misunderstood. Because I don't think it's the universe or God or anybody teaching you a lesson. I don't think anyone's teaching you anything. And when I say anyone, I mean someone exterior to you is not teaching you anything. You, however, are teaching yourself. And you, because of the choices you make as you're trying to figure everything out, you're teaching yourself lessons and you're allowing yourself to learn, whether you're conscious of it or not. So I guess like the real point is this fear healthy for me? True or not true? Is it still functioning in its original purpose if it is a healthy fear? And if it's not a healthy fear, just outright, objectively, what are we doing? Right? What am I doing? That's really all I can say. What am I doing? So all I can really say, and I'll wrap this up, is, maybe just spend some time, maybe on a regular basis, maybe daily if you can manage it, but just to sit and just be and let the fears come and go, and just don't attach yourself to any of it, because most of the time you don't really need to. So anyway, I'm hoping to have some interviews coming up soon. I happen to be very busy, and the people that I would want to interview are busy. Oh, actually, I take that back. I have potentially 2 interviews coming up this weekend. One of them's a definite, and I'm really excited about that. It's about sports fandom. And the other one is about diversity. But I wanted to talk to someone who is more progressive than me, because I have my own views on diversity, even though I'm probably more right-wing, I'm more conservative than a lot of my liberal friends. However, I'm a libertarian, or basically hands-off person for the most part. So I'd like to have that conversation, and maybe some mutual understanding can come from it. So I'm looking forward to those conversations. So anyway, peace be with you, always.